This is the story of Bittneld and Emfrid's secret romance, which I'm willing to bet 99% of players have missed, as it is a hidden quest without a journal entry taking place in Coral during the events of Oblivion. When first entering the Western City's walls, we find ourselves gravitating towards an inn to rest a spell, with the official guide to Coral on hand, written by the famously scathing author Alessia Otis, which guides us in our decisions, stating, "There are only two places where you may purchase food and lodging. One is proper and clean, frequented by decent citizens. The other is rude and dirty and a meeting place for drunkards, thieves, and orcs. The one is run by a well-dressed, dignified, and proper matron. The other is run by a careless young woman. The one is called the Oak and Crozier. The other is the Grey Mare. And I'm sure you know which one to visit if you want a clean and safe bed." Opting for the former, we head inside the Oak and Crozier to see, standing by the far wall, another author of some repute. Indeed, also featured in the same guide under the Notable Citizens section is fellow Imperial author Scribonia. Though Alessia's Guide to Coral again warns, she is a well-educated and well-travelled woman, but she writes books which I cannot recommend, for they're full of romance and gossip and other offensive and wasteful indulgences, and the heroes do not present to our children the proper models of virtue, duty, honour, and reverence that all followers of the Nine Divines must love and hold in our hearts. This time, opting to go against our guide's wishes, we approach the romance author, who greets.
"Hello, I'm Casta Scribonia, the writer, author of Woman Gone Wild."
When asked about Coral, Casta gazes off into the distance. Her eyes glaze over, and she starts to muse openly to herself rather than answer our question directly.
"Who is the fairest of them all, other than myself? The proprietor of the Grey Mare is lovely. She and the guard captain would be a nice couple. Be seeing you."
Leaving the Imperial savant to swirl her brandy and fancifully play matchmaker in her head, we depart the Oak and Crozier. Speaking to Casta, we have inadvertently embarked on a new hidden quest, and following our only lead up past the Grey Mare, in which Emfrid is reported to work, making our way northeast, ascending the cobble path towards Coral's castle. Risking being reprimanded or worse, we slip into the guard's barracks and find past the off-duty sentries the Nord guard captain Bittneld, loitering in his private quarters. Approaching him, he greets.
"Good to see you. You've got some nimble fingers. What have you been getting into?"
"How do you do? I'm Bittneld the Curse-Bringer, captain of the Coral Guard. What can I do for you?"
Seeming open enough to some light banter, we asked the captain what he thinks of Coral, and his unprompted thoughts on the local females spill forth.
"There are a lot of fine-looking women in Coral, but they're all kind of snooty and not very nice."
We turn to leave the spurned captain, pondering if the ladies of Coral are predisposed to snootiness as reported, or perhaps Bittneld may be lacking something that the local ladies desire.
"Good day,"
outside of a more welcoming surname to bear. After which, we step back into the night air, heading south down the path, following the sounds of raucous drinking emanating from the mare. Bracing ourselves for a rowdy welcome, we find the mare is actually surprisingly tame, although Emfrid's local patrons flank her on either side to add some muscle, as if to ward off an unwanted foreign interloper in their local watering hole. The Nord woman seems friendly enough, greeting.
"What is it?" "An honor to serve you. I'm Emfrid, owner and publican of the Grey Mare, at your service. A room? Or food? Whatever you wish."
With Cupid's arrow finding its quarry, we cut to the chase and query, "What do you think of that guard captain? We heard he's single."
"Bittneld, captain of the castle guard? He seems like such a nice fellow. Too bad I don't see him in here very much."
Ironically, if we ask Emfrid about Casta, seeing if this was just a fantasy the author had conjured, she interjects.
"I read one of Casta Scribonia's books not long ago. Terrible stuff if you ask me, but some folks seem to like it. Bye."
A brutal review to be sure, however, we have learned that Emfrid is somewhat open to the company of her fellow Nord. However, he does not frequent the bar. Well, unless we get involved. And so we trudge back up the path to the barracks, determined to see our matchmaking skills come to fruition. Seeing our arrival in his quarters once more, a surprised Bittneld greets.
You look like a bright one. Yes?
We then direct our questioning about Coral and its lovely lasses once more, but he firmly reiterates.
Oh, there are a lot of fine-looking women in Coral, but they're all kind of snooty.
We empathetically play along, asking, "Oh, is that so? It's a shame, really."
Well, that's just my opinion.
Moving in for the kill, we casually lean over and question, "Hey, Bittneld, you know who's single and seems interested? That lovely lass Emfrid. Not snooty at all. I mean, she sleeps behind the bar."
Emfrid? She owns the Grey Mare, right? I go to the Oak and Crozier. I'm a captain, you see, and the Oak and Crozier serves a better class of people. Listen to me. I sure sound like a snob. Snooty, in fact, and not very nice. Thanks. That's a very good suggestion. I think I'll stop by the Grey Mare and perhaps pay my respects to this Emfrid woman.
With the guard captain's lower lip puffed up into something resembling a giddy smile, we can only hope Emfrid is enticed by his newfound charm and sweaty headband.
Take care.
We sincerely hope he will wash before making his daring approach. Indeed, when we arrive back at the mare sometime later, we find the captain has beat us there, still grinning like an idiot standing next to the Nord beauty behind the bar.
How do you do?
The bread's hot and fresh with a nice crust and butter and honey, just like you like it.
Good.
That's fine news. Be seeing you. It's my pleasure. Please continue.
Talking to Emfrid, she coyly confirms our suspicions.
Did you say something to Bittneld? That was very sweet of you. Now he stops by here every day. Be seeing you.
Indeed, there is no reward for this quest except the new lover's disposition will raise 20 and 30 points respectively, and Bittneld will give up his snooty life of looking down on the mare, returning every day at 6 p.m. to canoodle with Emfrid, in which they both unlock dialogue, which is admittedly lovely to eavesdrop on.
Greetings, daughter of Skyrim.
I've put aside a little mead for you. I know you like it.
Oh, you shouldn't have. That's very kind of you.
Hello.
Your shield arm looks strong. What can I do for you? You have to admit, this is a good place to live. Friendly folks, I think.
Heading back to our original quote-unquote quest giver, Caster, for a final time, the author knowingly questions.
Yes, I hear that Emfrid and Captain Bittneld are spending a lot of time together. You wouldn't have anything to do with that, would you?